everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Sensei Pink, and I'm coming back to you guys for my review on the Kiss Bet episode 62. Now guys, as always, go follow me on both Instagram and Twitter and hit that subscribe and notification button to see more weekly videos. Picking up from Sarah grabbing onto Oliver's hand on her shoulder, Oliver then starts blushing and is like, "Sarah, you're hurting me." Abruptly turning around to sort of apologize, Sarah ends up twisting her ankle and falling to the ground. Now on the ground, Sarah begins to get annoyed with Joe as he keeps questioning whether she's okay, whether she needs help up, and she gets even more annoyed that while he's doing this, she sees Vicky touching his shoulder. In addition to Joe annoying her, Patrick thinks that he's gonna step in and maybe try and help Sarah up. So then he's like, "Oh Sarah, let me help you up." And she gets even more annoyed when she sees Tammy behind him, and this just causes her to just be like, "I'm okay, I'm fine, just leave me alone." After basically telling them both she's good, she's fine, and to just leave her alone, she abruptly leaves to just go step out and get some air. Both Patrick and Vicky realize that Sarah is just sort of acting a bit weird, and Joe ponders whether or not he should just go after Vicky, but Tammy seems to think that's a good idea. As they're just discussing, I guess what is literally just happened, Lulu turns on the light and pops out of nowhere and basically tells them "You guys just are ruining my scary surprise right at the good part." Now after the group goes back and forth with Lulu and her spirit sensing Michael Jackson cardboard cutout, Patrick heads out to go after Sarah. Now in the midst of finding Sarah calling herself stupid over the fact that basically she's jealous, Patrick grabs her arm and is basically trying to ask her what's wrong. With Patrick holding on to her, Sarah sort of turning her face the other way because she just doesn't want to look at Patrick as he's asking her what's wrong. And as they're doing this, Patrick's hands sort of slide from her shoulder down to her hands, and the two begin to have sort of heart-to-heart conversation where Sarah just reveals she doesn't know how she feels. I guess she's feeling jealous. Now, after jokingly promising to hug her a little bit more, Patrick tells her this is just a party and everyone's having fun. His feelings haven't changed for her, and she's the one who's sort of always rejecting his invites, so she's never really in the loop. So therefore she needs to learn how to just balance her life a little bit better. We then end this episode with these two sort of gleefully chatting as they head back into Lulu's party. Now number one, Oliver is blushing when Sarah is holding onto his hand. Number two, I'm mad that Sarah fell. Number three, although I don't ship Patrick and Sarah, I do feel Patrick really is a good friend, and I'm really glad that he's had his growth and that basically he can be that for her. One last thing that I do want to point out is that although Oliver's role isn't big in this episode per se, at the part when Sarah turns to leave to go get some fresh air, it's he's the first one. I guess there's a single panel of just him looking at Sarah leave, of course with his hoodie around his face, and then everyone else is all in one panel. So I just feel maybe he sensed she's feeling jealous, or she's seeing everyone together, since we all know that Oliver is the one who told her she needs to focus on herself. So maybe he's thinking well, at the moment well, maybe she's regretting focusing on herself or something like that. Well, that's it for today guys. Let me know what you think is going to happen next week in the comments below. Go follow me on both Instagram and Twitter, and smash that like button if you enjoyed watching. Finally guys, hit that subscribe and notification button to see more of me, Sensei Pink.